Good afternoon. This is Sunshine Reports. My name is Timile Faladi. The Ondo State government has urged people of the state to continue to pray for the quick and safe return of the governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu from his medical vacation. The government, while acknowledging the eagerness of the people of the state to have the governor back, clarified that a viral video circulating on social media suggested the return of the governor to the state was not a recent one. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Richard Olatunde, said Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is still in Germany and is focused on his full recovery. The statement assured people of the state of the governor's safe return to continue to execute his administration's redeemed agenda and provide good governance. The Chief Press Secretary in the statement added that the governor was eagerly looking forward to reuniting with the people of the state and urged continued prayers for his safe return to the state. 350 young secondary school girls have arrived at Mebes Academy in Akure, Ondo State capital, venue of the 2023 Bimosana Boot Camp. The boot camp, declared open by the founder and wife of Ondo State Governor, Mrs. Betty Akeredolu, will have the 350 girls in camp for 2 weeks. Participants at the Bimosana Boot Camp will be trained in ICT, solar technology, and other life-enhancing skills. The founder, Mrs. Betty Akeredolu, who said the initiative, which started in 2017 with the aim of bridging gender gap in science, technology, mathematics, and entrepreneurship, noted that the girls being trained at the annual summer boot camp would evolve into confident women. Twenty-nine suspects arrested by the Ondo State Security Network codenamed Amotekun for various offences have been charged to court. The Corps Commander of Amotekun, Adetunji Adeleye, was also at the Akure Magistrate Court premises to beef up security in the area. Omoriola Ngbeji has details.
These 29 suspects were arraigned for kidnapping, rape, and armed robbery. 10 of them were charged with 6 counts of conspiracy, kidnapping, armed robbery, and illegal possession of firearms, while others are facing other criminal offenses like burglary, rape, stealing, and illegal possession of firearms. According to Amotekun Corps, the suspected kidnappers and others at large committed the offences between the months of April and June 2023 at different locations on Owo-Akure roads: Agoyinbo in Akure, Igbatoro Famuwagun Camp, Osi Town in Akure North local government area of the state. State Prosecutor Olusegun Akeredolu prayed the court to remand the offenders at Olokuta Correctional Center based on their offences and pending the issuance of advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecutions.
After the investigation of the cases, and those that are found culpable are the one in court now. Others that are not found to be that cannot be pinned down are also being released on bail, and some were released conditionally, while some are released unconditionally.
According to Akeredolu, the offences contravened Section 516 of the Criminal Code Law of Ondo State 2006, Section 3, Subsection 2B of Ondo State Anti-Kidnapping and Anti-Abduction Law 2010, Section 3, Subsection 2C of Ondo State Violence Against Persons Prohibition Laws of Ondo State 2021.
Basically, after very critical, discreet investigation, the one we have in court today are found by the investigation of the court to be culpable, or at least as suspects are to be involved in the offense for which they are now being charged to court.
The charges were read to the defendants, but their pleas were not taken, as the defense counsels led by Mr. Obafemi told the court that the oral application sought by the prosecutor was not tenable and prayed to court for an adjournment to enable the defense reply the application on points of law. The trial magistrate, Damilola Shekoni, adjourned the case till August 21 for ruling of the bail application, while they should remain in the custody. Omoriola Ngbeji, Osrc News.
Throwing caution to the wind during the cold weather could be accompanied by health issues. The current weather condition appears to have varying effects on human health, the elderly and children most vulnerable. Joy Pius takes a look at health management for old and young during a cold season.
A high level of humidity often accompanies rainy season, resulting to low temperature, and as a result, increasing the weather temperature, particularly on cloudy days. During the cold season, the human body is faced with various challenges with the health of children and the elderly at the receiving end.
You have people that are who we call the more vulnerable, very young people, and the very old, and of course the pregnant mothers. The change in weather condition that will not affect somebody that is about 20 years old, 25 years old, may affect someone who is just 2 years old, may affect a pregnant mother, may affect an elderly person who is 70. So that person needs to be protected. We need to protect that person more than we may want to ordinarily do for someone who is 25 or 30.
The commonest conditions we see in children and the elderly, number one is respiratory tract infections, meaning respiratory tract infections involving sinusitis, the common cold, then some people with asthma, pre-existing asthma, the cold can trigger the conditions.
The vulnerability of children and the aged to cold at this period calls for conscious precautionary measures.
Every morning by 8, I think I take some cup of tea, and I remain at home till afternoon before I leave home to go anywhere at all. Then I take my drugs.
Tí tó bá ti dìgbà tó òjò bá ti ń rọ̀, so mo máa make sure pé mo wọṣọ tó cover ara ọmọ mi fún, tó tá prevent láti má jẹ́ kí kó tutù mú láyà. Màá rí pé ó wọṣọ dáadáa, màá dẹ̀ rí pé ó wà níbi tó wà secure.
What precautions could be medically taken to get the body immune to conditions attached to cold weather and to suppress its effects on overall health?
Prevention, they say, is better than cure. For the pregnant mothers, for children, and for the elderly, we need to even now do this more than we would do ordinarily for people who are in the middle ages, between the age of 20, 40, and 50. By the time you get to 60 and so on, you become more vulnerable and should protect yourself more.
People with asthma, they should avoid the triggers like exposure to the cold, so they should put on a warm clothing and avoid other triggers like maybe droplets, frying of things and dust that is associated with this period. Then for the children, the caregivers should monitor them and remove any obstacles or clean the wet surfaces that are in their environment.
Weather indicators in the last few weeks have put the temperature in most parts of Ondo State between 21 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius, an indicator of the weather conditions being experienced. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. It is therefore advised that proper protection against the chilly weather be prioritized to stay healthy. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
And that's Sunshine Reports this afternoon. Thank you for watching.